Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back for another deck profile here. Now, you might see in the description at the bottom this deck, and to be honest, dude, I never thought I'd be profiling Infinitracks either. That's a fucking, it's a weird deck, dude. Like the other day, I was like, yo, like I saw a combo on my recommended on YouTube. Big shout out to aerosol.tcg, I think is the channel. It's this German guy. He only has like 5 videos on his channel. And he goes like super in depth, and he hasn't uploaded in like 2 months. And I like watched 2 of his 5 videos, and I was like, yo, like let me build my own Infinitrack deck. So I started building and playing with it on about Wednesday morning, and I was like, dude, I fucking fell in love with this deck. This deck's insane. This is the funnest rogue deck I've ever played, and I never in a million years thought I would fucking be like, oh, dude, let's fucking play Infinitracks, because nobody even, Infinitracks was kind of like the laughing stock or whatever of machine archetypes, and then I was like, wait a minute, let me sit down and fucking play this. It's insane. Anyways, enough jibber jabber. Let's get right on into it. Let me fucking sip this real quick. I promise you guys want to stick around for this. I will have a combo video at the end. The deck's just absurd. I'm really good. Like, I know I said that about a lot of decks, but I don't want to profile anything that's not insane, so. Alright, without further ado, let's get right out. You can see it out here. Look at that, the Metal Cruncher and the old Goliath. I wasn't aware, alright, you can come back up here. I wasn't aware that they had a Link 1 until I started like watching that dude's video, and I was like, oh, Link 1, like if decks have Link 1s, they're usually really good. So I was like, oh, cool, so like we'll visit it, and I was like, oh, dude, and it has like, you can play like Machinas and Machinas, blah, blah, blah. You guys know I love the Machinas. I have a couple videos about that archetype on my channel. But anyway, so without further ado, let's get right into it. So the Machina cards, I'm going to explain these cards. So first is the Machina Metal Cruncher. This card's insane. It's level 9, 2800 attack, 0 defense. I forgot its defense. You have no face-up cards. You can normal summon it, and its attack becomes 18. No one cares. But on normal or special summon, you can reveal 3 Earth Machines in your deck. Your opponent randomly picks one and adds it to your hand. So he's obviously a starter. So there's that. And then for the other 2 Machina cards, one Fortress. This card is really old. And then the one Citadel. So I'm going to explain both these cards real quick. I'm going to start with the Fortress. So the Fortress, he's an inherent summon. I know it's not an actual blah, 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 but you discard machines level 8 or higher to summon him. If he's in your hand, you can discard him and a machine to summon him from the graveyard. He's inherent to summon, does not start chain link. And then if he is destroyed by battle, he will destroy a card on your opponent's board. And if he is targeted, he actually interrupts the chain on the newer printing. This is an Ultra first ed from the original structure deck. On the newer printing, it says, before resolution, look at your opponent's hand, discard a card. Ridiculous. I can't even remember what card even does that, but anyways. And then the Citadel, absolutely my favorite card in the deck. This is like your win con a lot of the time, not all the time, but it's definitely, you need to see this card. Once you get this card in rotation with your combo, which I will show at the end, you're just golden. So this card, he can't be normal summoned or set. You can only special summon him by a card effect, including himself. When an Earth Machine monster is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon him from the graveyard. Okay. Then he can target a machine monster. It doesn't have to be himself, and it doesn't have to destroy it, but it destroys it, and then destroys monsters on your opponent's board equal to or less than the attack of that targeted machine monster. So, also, one thing I did want to point out too with Fortress that I forgot, he's infinite. You can summon as many times as you can summon him. So like he'll like link off, and like you'll have this, you can just discard because he's over level 8, summon him again, link him off, blah blah blah. So yeah, dude. So anyways, then the Infinitrack stuff. So I'm gonna go with these cards one by one. They all do a bunch of different things. They're all kind of the same though. The first, this is one of your starters like Metal Cruncher. This is Harvester. He is a machine dupe target. I do not play machine dupe. I don't think that card's good in this deck. You could play it though, but this guy, normal or special summon, will add an Infinitrack monster from your deck to your hand. Also, if he's on the board, he can target another Infinitrack monster. Let's say it's level 5, because most of the Infinitrack monsters are level 5. And then it makes his level combined with the other monster's level, and both monsters become that level. So if this is 5 and this is 2, they both become level 7. So it's level manipulation. There's another card in the deck that does that. This is one of your starters, key piece of the deck. And then your one Tunneler, dude. So Tunneler, this card's insane. Actually, I'm going to do this real quick. The Tunneler and the Trencher. I'm going to get to the main card in a second. So the Tunneler, this card, all the level 5 Infinitracks have the same first effect where they contribute as cost a Earth Machine on the board and then reveal themselves special summon from hand, okay? Now this one, the Tunneler, is Pot of Avarice. You can banish it from your graveyard and shuffle 5 Earth Machines back into your deck and draw 2 cards. So this card's insane. It's only a 1-of though. I feel like if you need to resolve 2 of them, you don't, you know. And then there's a Trencher. Trencher's insane. This is probably the best one outside of Dozer. Pot of Avarice one is very good, Tunneler very good, but this guy, like I said, all Infinitracks and tribute an Earth Machine, special reveal, special summon from your hand. But this guy, he can banish himself in the graveyard to special summon an Infinitrack monster. So he's like Monster Reborn. He is a very huge part of the combo. And then the main card in the deck is the Dozer, the Infinitrack Dozer. This is the best card in the deck. I want to say this is the card you always want to get to, always want to search. This card, like I said, tributes an Earth Machine, reveals special summon. So whenever this card is special summoned from hand, it doesn't have to be by its own effect. So you could like Pendulum summon this if you wanted to, which, you know, relax. I'll build Infinitrack Pendulum someday, right? No, I won't. But so this guy, when you do that and special summon him, he can special summon an Infinitrack monster from your deck, but he locks you into Earth Machines for the rest of the turn. So that's why basically this is Earth Machine, Dozer control or whatever, but he's level 5, those are all level 5. And then for the broken 1-ofs, the Ancient Gearbox, this card's like a $3 common or something still. But whenever he's added from graveyard or deck to hand, he can add a 500 attack machine or 500 defense machine from your deck to your hand. So this card is just very insane. There's a combo. Obviously, this is part of the combo. And then for the two other level 10s, because Citadel is a level 10. This is the he just, you know, this, I kind of include Citadel in this engine because he's also level 10. But so I'm gonna go through these one at a time. So the Bullet Train, this card's insane. If you control an Earth Machine, you can special summon it from your hand. We only play one because all these cards that I play one of are searchable in multiple different ways. But this card, you can special summon it from your hand. It is level 10, and if you want to attack with it, you have to sacrifice 2 cards on your board to attack with it. Nobody. I've never used that in all my testing all week. And then during the end phase, if this card was sent to the graveyard this turn, just anyway, it'll add an Earth Machine from your graveyard to your hand. So it's pretty insane. And then the one, Jesus Christ, yeah, the Duracrane. Duracrane's absolutely ridiculous. Whenever you summon a level 10, whenever you summon an Earth Machine, I'm thinking of the field spell. Whenever you summon an Earth Machine, you can special summon this card from your hand. Its attack and defense are halved. It's also level 10. If you use an Exceed with this, it has like the same effect as Dryden, where you can detach this from it and it pops a face-up card. So this card's insane. Then for the rest, the last 2 cards, I'm just going to go by one. The Infinitrack Anchor Drill. This card, this is 1800 attack level 4. There's a reason this is important for the field spell, but also on normal or special, he'll special summon an Earth Machine from your hand, and he has the same thing with the level manipulation. So if you special summon a level 5 with him, he's level 4, so we'll make both of them level 9, and then you can make the Slicer. This card's insane though. So also it is 500 defense, so it's you can add it with the Ancient Gearbox. So is the Tunneler and the Trencher. Those are also addable, searchable. And then the last monster, the Pegasus. I almost didn't play this, but this card comes up quite a few times, basically with the field spell. So this card, whenever it's normal or special summon, you can special summon an Earth Machine from your graveyard. It also has a level manipulation, and if you do use that effect, you can't attack that turn, which is kind of, it's not the greatest, but like if you're going first and you have the field spell, which I'll show you, this card's just super neat. It's the 1800 attack that you need for the field spell. Then we'll get into the spell cards. So I'm only playing 2 Urgent Schedule. This card is this card's very insane, but it's only really insane going second. Like if you draw it, it's not the greatest. And at the start of the week, I was playing 3 of this. Obviously, I'm playing 2 now. But what this card does, if your opponent controls a quick play spell, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon a level 5 or higher Earth Machine and 1 level 4 or lower Earth Machine from your deck, and their effects are negated. Also, if this set card is destroyed, you can add 1 level 10 machine from your deck to your hand. So this card's absolutely insane. You just don't want to draw it going first. I drew this multiple times. Like when I was playing 3, I would open 2, and I'd be like, I'm just playing 2. So, and then we'll go over this first. Yeah, we'll do the field spell first. The switch yard. So this card, absolutely ridiculous. I actually almost didn't play this. On Wednesday, I was playing I started with like triple Ash. I know, oh, dude, Sonny's playing Ash. Yeah, I know. I just was thinking like the most universal hand trap I could play. I just kept, like I said, kept drawing multiples of it. So I was just like, you know what, I'd rather just play this deck as full combo. But anyway, so the switch yard. This card, if you special summon, normal or special summon a level 10 machine or Earth Machine monster, you can special summon from your deck an 1800 attack or higher level 4 machine monster, and its effects, Earth Machine monster, and its effects its level becomes 10. So the 2 cards you summon off of the field spell are these. That's why I'm playing just one of each of these. I don't want to play just one. Like I was playing just the Anchor Drill, and I would draw it sometimes, so the special off of this was kind of dead. But also you can, if you use that effect, your opponent doesn't take damage for the rest of the turn, even if this card leaves the field. Also, which the more important effect, that effect is pretty good, but the one that I use the most is you just discard a card and then add a level 10 Earth Machine from your deck to your hand. So that's that. And then the rest of the spells, we're playing 3 heavy forward. So you know what's funny is like I was looking at like this deck when I was like building it on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was like, oh dude, like I have these. They were in my trade binder. I had like a stack of them in my binder on one page, and I was like, cool, so I don't have to buy these or whatever, you know what I mean? So I was like, I want to profile this deck at least once. But heavy forward, this card's really insane. It's also one of your combo starters. Just whenever you activate it, it adds an Infinitrack monster from deck to hand. So it's kind of like 10 key. Also, it has 2 more effects. You can switch one of your XYZ monsters to attack mode. That's important for the River Stormer that I do play, the level 5, rank 5. Or you can attach this card to an Exceed monster, which also comes up. So it's just kind of Rhoda, and then it does those extra little buffs. So, and then for the rest of the spells, playing 3 Machina Redeployment. I mean, this card's just absolutely ridiculous. Discard a card, add 2 Machina monsters, or discard a Machina card, add 2 Machina cards. So, and I actually do play their trap card. The Machina Overdrive. This card's ridiculous. The only reason I cut it down to 2 was because I'm playing the Switch Yard, so like I get into Citadel a lot more by discarding, just adding it if I don't have redeployment. But Citadel is the card you want to see all the time. So this card, what this does is it targets targets an Earth Machine monster, destroys it. Targets an Earth Machine monster, special summons a Machina monster from your hand or deck that has a different name. So if you target a Machina monster, and then destroys it, doesn't have to destroy it. You can banish it from your graveyard to shuffle 3 Earth Machines, either from banish and or graveyard back in the deck, draw a card. So this card's insane. I kept drawing multiples of these, so I cut it down to 2. Plus with the Switch Yard, you don't really need multiples. So, and then like as I was testing, I decided the main reason I like the Citadel is because I want to trigger it all the time. So that's why the Switch Yard was important. You want to kind of try and dig for the Citadel. If you can't, it's no big deal. I'll show you the combo if you don't need Citadel for, but I just play the traps. I'm playing all traps. 3 Torrential, this triggers Citadel. Also, the Super Door protects anything, so like it'll live through that or whatever. I'm playing 3 Needle Sealing. This card's been insane since I put it in the deck. It's just, you know. And then the last trap is just 3 strikes. I mean, this is like one of the cards that you just can't not play with. You know what I mean? So, the combo I will show you. There's what you do is you kind of thin your whole deck and then you try and draw into traps or whatever. So, in the combo you draw a lot. So, anyways, for the extra deck, we have the 3 Goliath. So Link 1 is just its materials are just any non-link Infinitrack monster. And then if this card leaves the board this turn, the turn it was summoned or whatever, it can attach itself to a Exceed monster, and that Exceed monster can't be destroyed by card effects. So this card's really insane. You know, you make, ideally the 1-card combo, you make all 3 of these turn 1, shuffle it back, draw 2 with the Tunneler. So. And then for the, I play 2 more Exceeds. I play the Ancient Gear Ballista. This card on summon adds the Ancient Gear Box, which then Box will add Tunneler, or one of the cards is Anchor Drill, Trencher, the Trencher. Also it has another effect. If you're going second, you can target a spell or trap you have, and a monster your opponent controls, and then destroy the spell and trap, and then make your opponent's monsters attack and defense 0. That actually has come up a few times when you push for the with the Juggernaut for game. And then the main card in the deck, other than the main card in the extra deck rather, is the Enga Knuckle. This is Enga Knuckle. This card's fucking ridiculous. This is like one of my favorite cards. Like, I started playing with this and I was like, yo, you would play like multiple copies of this, right? But I forgot it just recycles itself over and over again. So this card, it just takes 2 Earth Machines. And then you can, during the main phase, either players, I'll show you a combo with this, that's why this card's really insane. You can discard a card and then special summon a level 10 Earth Machine from your graveyard. Defense mode's effects are negated. But there's a small loop with it. And then also, if your opponent outs this card, which usually your turn 1, this will get outed, and the bullet train that you bring back will get outed. Even if your opponent opens decently, you're playing control and you're playing into turn 3. So like your turn, if you're going first, you wall up, let them play. They usually can't break Super Dora, and then next turn, your next turn, you win the game. So anyway, so that's the end of the Link monsters. And then for the Exceeds, I play 2 River Stormer. This is the best card. The weird thing about this, you can actually flex 1 River Stormer out. I've never summoned 2 since Wednesday, either because this one, the one that you use, can come back from the graveyard. So one of these is a flex spot if you want. I just like having 2 for right now. But what this card does is just 2 level 5s. You can attach from it and add a Earth Machine from your deck to your hand, or send it from deck to graveyard. And then if this card is in the graveyard, you can send a Link monster, an Earth Machine Link monster you control the graveyard to special summon it in defense mode. So that's why like heavy forward's important, because if you summon this in defense mode, it'll put it in attack mode. Also the Goliath, like I explained, if it leaves the board the turn it was summoned, it will attach to an Exceed. So you can send the Goliath off to summon this from the graveyard, and then the Goliath will attach to this, so it has a material. So, card's absolutely ridiculous. And then two of the homeboys, dude. This is my favorite card, the Super Dora, the Dora the Explorer, dude. So this card, 2 level 10s, and detach, quick effect, not a hard once per turn in any way, shape, or form. Just once per turn per copy. And you can target a face-up monster you control, and it's unaffected by card effects except for its own for the rest of the turn. This card's 3,200 attack, 4,000 defense. So usually what you want to do is wall up with the Dora, or create the loop with the Enga Knuckle, and then and then the other cards. There's only a couple. Oh yeah, okay, we'll get into this. So the other one I'm just gonna go real quick. The Gustav Max. I've only summoned this a couple times to burn for the 2,000 for game. Everyone knows what Gustav does. The Dingirsu, you can actually make this by the level manipulation with Anchor Drill. Anchor Drill is mainly the one that level manipulates, but this card's really insane. And then the Sky Palace, it targets a card your opponent controls. Is it card or monster? I've only summoned this once. Target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it, and then they take 1,000 damage. So it can come up, but it's also a wind, just like Dingirsu's a dark. So it's like a lot of the time when you play Dozer, this is Dozer control. You're locked into Earth Machines, so that's why like you don't play like Infinity, Cyber Dragon, Nova. I know all these are level 5s, but you're usually locked into Earth Machines. So, and then the two to three best cards, the Earth Slicer. So this card, I actually was playing 2 until I read its second effect on Wednesday. This card's 2 level 9s, which you can actually manipulate with the what's the level manipulation? I think it's not in the combo. There's a level manipulation you do with this. to make it. It's a Anchor Drill and a level 5 Infinitrack, make them both level 9, so you make the slicer. And you detach, when this card's summoned, not summoned, I'm sorry. What this card does, when it kills a monster by battle, it attaches it to it as material, okay? Insane. And then you can attach, has 2 bullet points, you can attach X amount of materials from it, destroy that many cards on the field. And that's important because sometimes you'll kill your own Earth Machine to trigger the Citadel and Graveyard to re-summon it to get the Regeki or push for game. Also, its engrave effect is just like River Stormer, where it can send a Earth Machine Link monster to the graveyard to summon itself back in defense mode. So, card's absolutely ridiculous. And then the one Juggernaut. This is just the nuts. You can just use this as you can use a level 10, a rank 10 Earth Machine as material. I'm sorry, a rank 10, as material. Summon this. And then on top of it, and then obviously it attaches the materials it has under it. And then you can detach a material to boost this card by 2,000 attack, so it'll be 6,000 attack, and then it can attack once for each material it has. So usually it's game shot. Big shout out to Nathan Bourne, dude. Big shout out to you, bro. I played today. He was playing Salad, and his deck goes second, but I made him go first, and he made Dweller in attack mode with Balinks, and I just game shot him through that with this. So. And then the last card is just the Zeus. I mean, if you're not locked into Earth Machines, and this card's really good. A lot of the time you don't even need Dozer, but it is Dozer controlled. So let me get out my get these real quick. I'm going to show some honorable mentions in the very end because there's quite a few cards you can play with this deck. So let me get this real quick. Hold on. Alright, so I'm going to show a quick 2-card combo. Now, the only reason I'm showing the 2-card is because there's so many ways you can do this. There's like an 85% chance in the deck you start with a starter. Obviously, your starters are this. Let me just show this real quick. So your starters are this, or the heavy forward, because the heavy forward adds this adds this, and then all you need is just the normal some of these. But I'm going to show a quick combo with the Harvester, and then alright, let me grab these real quick because you guys love me to show my hand size. Alright, so 3 cards in hand, Switchyard and the Harvester. Probably somebody's like, dude, why aren't you playing Terraforming? It's because I don't want to get Drolled more. Like the Droll is a rough. If your hand's not insane with this deck, Droll is very, very hard to play through. So I want to be able to resolve the Switchyard if I can. So, anyways, so 3 cards in hand. This is, I'm just going to show the endless loop combo. It's just endless loop of resources to get you into the next turn without Super Dora, which actually this is with Super Dora. You could just have this, and this won't be with Super Dora, but this one with Super Dora. So anyways, so you see this? Alright, so this is hand. You're just going to normal summon the Harvester effect, or you can normal summon this, and then that'll add the Dozer. But so you're going to add the Dozer. Alright. So graveyard will be down here. So you'll reveal Dozer in hand, contribute off the Harvester to special summon Dozer. Dozer on board will activate effect to special summon Infinitrack monster from your deck. This is where you always get the Trencher. So you get the Trencher. Obviously both level 5s. Now you're locked into Earth Machines. Keep that in mind. So you'll overlay these two into the River Stormer. And then you'll activate River Stormer's effect. Attach the Trencher to add the Bullet Train. Okay. All right. Now, what you want to do is you want to link this off to the first Goliath. Okay. Since this is a non-Infinitrack, it's an Infinitrack non-linked monster. That's what this needs. Goliath. Okay. And then you want to banish the Trencher from graveyard to resummon Zidosa. So this is banished down here. And then you want to link this off again, the second Goliath. And you want to link the 2 Goliaths off into the Integer Ballista. Ballista's effect will activate and add Ancient Gear card from your deck to your hand. So you'll add the Ancient Gear box. Okay, once you add box will start a new chain. You reveal box, and it can add a machine monster with 500 attack or 500 defense. I'm just going to show you the options you can add with this real quick. So these are the three that you could add: the Tunneler, the Trencher. You already use Trencher, so you don't need Trencher. This you want to keep in deck for this, even though you don't need it. And then you will always add, if you can, the Tunneler. So Tunneler will go to hand. So far, we have 7 cards in hand. Okay, now, what you want to do is you want to send this to graveyard for the Tunneler. Okay, so you reveal Tunneler, special summon by sending the Ballista, and then you link this off for the 3rd Goliath. Okay, now you play the Switch Yard. Now this is also kind of a point where, like, depending on what the other 3 cards in your hand are, excuse me, you could discard for this to add the Citadel or the Duracrane. Here we're not going to do that. So all we're going to do is we're going to special summon the, since we control an Earth Machine, we'll special summon the Bullet Train from our hand, okay? Which will trigger the Switch Yard. So then you can summon a Earth Machine, 400 attack, or I'm sorry, 1800 or more attack, level 4 Earth Machines. So you'll summon the Pegasus, okay? Pegasus will activate. Let me just make sure something real quick. Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure so people aren't like, hey, dude, in the comments, even though I tested this deck all day. This will activate and summon back a Earth Machine. Also, this is level 10 currently, okay? Now, you will link whatever you brought back with Pegasus and this off. For the Anger Knuckle. The Anger Knuckle is the best card in the deck. So what you're going to want to do here is overlay these two into the Super Dora. So the Super Dora, and usually what you want to do is you want to detach this, the Super Dora Bullet Train, target itself so it's unaffected. Okay. Now, if you really wanted to, this is where your end board is. I'm just showing this because you could have discarded and added the Duracrane and then made another Super Dora by using this to discard the box to summon this back, and then the Duracrane would summon, so you'd have 2 Doras. But I'm just showing you the infinite loop resource. So, anyways, so now what you want to do is you want to banish the Tunneler, which is the Pot of Avarice, and you want to shuffle back all 3 Goliaths. That's why it's important to go through all 3 Goliaths. You want to shuffle back the Ballista, and you want to shuffle back your starter. Okay, so whatever you start with, even if it's the Engineer or whatever. So these will all go back. This is still your graveyard. And then you'll draw 2 cards. Okay, so far, you have 3 cards, plus the box, plus the 2 you drew off of the Tunneler. So this is your graveyard, okay? So now it's important to keep the River Stormer in graveyard, because you could summon it at any point if you want to make the Goliath again, and then summon it back in defense mode, depending on the game state, or however you wanted to do things. But now, you're going to go to end phase, and then you're going to add this will add an Earth Machine from graveyard to hand. So you'll add back the Dozer for next turn. Now, the thing that's important here, so you have so many cards in hand. So you have 7 cards in hand, okay? Obviously, you're trying to dig for traps with all the traps that you saw. You can pan up here. With all the traps that you saw that I played, that's what you're trying to dig for with the Tunneler. So there's a quote-unquote infinite resource loop where you have the Anger Knuckle. So on your opponent's turn, when they start playing during the main phase, you can discard the box to summon back the Bullet Train. Okay. Now, usually, like I said earlier, if they open well, these 2 will never survive ever. Okay, that's just how it is. But in the end phase, Super Dora, obviously on your turn, will activate, target itself probably. So this will be in graveyard as well. This usually always lives unless they access code attack over it. But basically here is the quote-unquote infinite resource loop. So all you do is during the end phase, after these both die, this will add back the box. The box will activate, and then it will add one of those monsters, you know, another trencher or whatever with 500 attack or 500 defense, depending on how, you know, how many targets you play for box. So the bullet train adds back this, which then this will, like I just said, add another. Let me just grab the other trencher real quick. I thought it was right here. So trencher, where's the trencher? Oh, it's probably in my hand right here. Sweet. Yeah, it is. Okay. So you could have the trencher or the whatever. So like your end phase would add the box would add the trencher. It was one of my face down cards, so I swapped it. And then next turn, your turn, you can discard the box to summon back the anger knuckle, and then you can do the dozer, and then you can go into like the usually I try to use either the slicer or the juggernaut for game shot on turn 3. You're trying to live for turn 3. Also, I know I didn't show about Citadel in this combo. You could have searched Citadel in this combo by discarding to add it to hand, or if you drew the machine at redeployment. But yeah, dude. So that's pretty much it with that. Oh, I want to show the honorable mentions just real quick. Obviously, this deck's really fun. It's pretty insane too. So just a couple honorable mentions. Shout out to my dude Dylan Jordan for the Italian Gear X. There is a combo where you can make the Gear X with the anchor drill and the gearbox, and then just overlay them, and then search this for the Drytron matchup. Obviously, that deck's going to get more popular. So also shout out to my boy Johnny for letting me use one of these for the profile. But this is just something you could play. And then obviously the third one of each of these, if you wanted to add the Ash, yeah. And then these are the other cards. Obviously the skill drain, since you're playing big machines. The Gozen. You could play this if you wanted to. And then the last card that I didn't test a whole lot, but I thought it was kind of cool. I really wish it destroyed, but it's EMR. It came out in Blazing Vortex. It tributes an Earth Machine monster, and then destroys cards on your opponent's board equal to its original attack by the thousands. So like if I tributed off it's a Superdora, it's 3,200 original, so it popped 3 cards, 1 for each 1,000 its attack is. So I really wish it destroyed it. If it destroyed, I'd probably main it because it would trigger the Citadel and Graveyard as well. But yeah, guys, that's just something to keep in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you're thinking about it, dude. Cheers.